You know, sometimes life can be really scary and full of anxiety and full of awful things. So when we find something that brings us joy, we have to latch onto it and obsess over it and let it consume every fiber of our being. And for me, Animal Crossing isn't out yet, so I can't obsess over Animal Crossing. I need something else to fill the void in my heart. For those of you who don't know, Goblincore is an aesthetic. It is a way of life. It is a tag on social media that people use to describe a certain type of photography. Usually the photography centers around nature or some kind of animal or some kind of feeling, I guess. And the feeling that I get, at least when looking at Goblincore stuff, is the feeling of throwing away your capitalist lifestyle in favor of living in a remote little cottage in the middle of a swamp with only toads as friends. And honestly, that is kind of what I'm feeling right now. I would love nothing more than to throw away this life and to start over anew in a swamp with only frogs and snails as friends and bake lots of bread and create little treats for my little frog friends. And that's just what I want. And because Goblincore has me feeling a certain kind of way, I want to draw it because that's what I do. I am an artist. So I want to fill up a few pages of my sketchbook with some Goblincore themed drawings and then maybe do a final illustration. We'll see where the day takes us. I need to take some time for myself and do some art for me that makes me feel happy. So I'm gonna be selfish today and do that. I hope you guys will join me on this Goblincore adventure and we're gonna have some fun. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be chill. Oh, to be a little toad sitting on a lily pad, having tea on a mushroom with my toad friends. Oh, to be a mouse seeking shelter from the rain, hiding under a little toadstool umbrella. Oh, to have a cottage covered in moss. Oh, that's all I want. The first step to any project is to research. So I'm going to open Pinterest, the land of aesthetics, and I am going to search Goblincore. Search. So this is the kind of stuff that pops up. A lot of these are ads. Don't mind the ads. But stuff like this. This is what I'm talking about. Look at this. It is a house. And it looks like a little mushroom. And it's so cute. Where is this cat going? Is he going to a tea party? Who is he gonna meet? Who's that in the picture frame? I don't know! It's a cow in a bed of flowers. This is so cute. A lot of Goblincore has mushrooms in it. Mushrooms are very important to the Goblincore aesthetic, and that's something that just resonates with me so hard. If you guys follow my Twitter, you'll know, but I basically spam my Twitter with photos of mushrooms that I find. Because I think mushrooms are neat. That's all there is to it. Like, look at that. That is so good. I feel like this is also a big part of the Goblincore aesthetic, is just frogs of all kinds. And this frog is wearing a crown. And I love that. If you keep looking, this frog is wearing a bow. Actually, it looks like this might be the same frog because for some reason there's a keyboard in the background of both. Oh, there's another one! Another frog with a crown. Why are there so many frogs with crowns? I don't know, but I'm here for it. Dinky little drawings like these are also something I find a lot. This is a possum. He says that I am in love. And I hope that he tells who he's in love that he's in love with them and that his feelings are reciprocated and that he lives happily ever after with his possum love. This rat wants to be your Valentine. I feel like this kind of setting is used a lot, this kind of like dark and spooky forest. Maybe not quite spooky, but definitely kind of like atmospheric. This mug is adorable and I've never wanted something more than I want this mug in this very moment. This is a rat sitting on a mushroom, and that makes me happy. I also see a lot of these. These are really cool. So it's like an adventure gear pack. Those are really, really cute illustrations, and I feel like a lot of this is like really applicable to Goblincore. There's mushrooms, there's jars, there's plants, bread. So that could be something fun to maybe put together like a starter pack type thing. See, we've got more of those over here. Another one over here. These are really fun. Fairies are also a pretty big part, I feel, of the Goblincore because they're kind of mystical and kind of mischievous. I definitely feel like there are two parts to the aesthetic, and one of them is beautiful, kind of eerie, kind of mysterious photography like this, and the other side is this, Battletoads. And I don't know which one I like more. Okay, I could literally spend hours upon hours scrolling through Pinterest looking at pretty pictures, but I need to do some work. I need to get some work done. I have things to draw. So, Goblincore, main points, mushrooms, frogs, toads, possums, moss, fairies. Yes. I'm not sure where to start, so I'm just gonna grab my sketchbook and I'm just gonna start. I'm just gonna do it. Be gay, do crime, be gay, do crime. Oh my god, I have not drawn in this sketchbook since September of last year. Okay, so I've got a brand new sketchbook spread and I'm just gonna start. So I know the first thing I kind of want to sketch out is a frog sitting on a mushroom. So I'm going to kind of start with a vaguely frog shape. They're very round boys. I actually kind of go like that. And I want him to be sitting like on a mushroom. And for his little froggy face, they've kind of got eyes here. And then they kind of, oh gosh, have like a bump, almost like a little eyebrow bump. All frogs kind of look grumpy. Is that what a frog looks like? And then his mouth kind of, just kind of like, barp. That's kind of close enough, I think. And then that. And then you can kind of see his the little leggies poking out. One arm's gonna be here, one arm's gonna be here. And then his feet are actually kind of hidden. Very round boy. And then they have these cute little hands. I don't even know if hands is the right thing to call them, but they're just these little things and they're cute. He looks like squashed. Oh my god, okay, it's cute. Okay, now let's give this froggy some little details. Give him some little spots. Maybe a stripey down his back. I kind of want to give the frog a hat. I feel like he needs a hat. Yes! Oh my god, I love him. Cool. Now he's a little witch frog! Yay! Now it only feels right that we draw a little possum next to this guy. This is like a different illustration. I just kind of want to draw a bunch of things and see what kind of sticks. And now I want to draw a possum. He's got a little ear, not quite that big. And his eyes about there. He's got a nasty little nose. God, I love possums. They're just so nasty and delightful, and just look at them. Possums are really heckin' cute. They're little nasty faces. Alright, what else can we draw? Okay, I think I would like to draw one of these kind of starter packs. So let's have like a bag, like a backpack here. And then we can design what will go in the backpack. Okay, I like the idea of the backpack being like super rugged and rough. So maybe we can have just some kind of like leaves poking out up here. And maybe some like spilling out the side. Like they just picked some fresh herbs maybe. And then we can have definitely like some picked mushrooms. Maybe some like random nonsensical coins. Definitely a loaf of bread. Like some kind of baguette maybe? Or maybe it could be kind of like wrapped. Like this is going to be their lunch later. It's cute. Maybe a cool stone or a rock that someone picked up because they thought it looked cool. I've definitely done that. So I do want to try my hand at doing like a little tea party scene. So I will kind of just start with like a table, and I definitely want animals to be at this tea party. So maybe, ooh, maybe the table can be like a little toadstool itself with smaller little toadstools as like actual toadstools. Ah! Since I made that joke, I feel like I have to have a toad or a frog. He can be holding like a little teacup in his little froggy hand. Ah! Oh my gosh. Can you even see a frog's back legs? I don't know. Not seen any of my reference pictures. Froge. Froge. And then, what could be friends with a froge? I kind of want to draw a cat, but I feel like a cat would be too big to be friends with a frog. Oh, duh. What about like a little rat? That would be really cute. What does a rat look like from the back? And maybe he could be eating like a little piece of bread. What does bread look like? Like a little pastry of some kind? That would be really cute. And maybe we can have like a little pastry tray also on the table, filled with delicious pastries. Oh my god, I love pastries. I'm not sure what, maybe scones? Scones are fun. And then maybe like a loaf of bread here that's kind of been already cut. And then maybe his tail can just kind of like fall down, maybe? Yeah, I think so. Okay, I really like this. I think this is super cute and super fun. Just two friends having a tea party. I think what really makes me happy is like the juxtaposition of having animals that aren't traditionally cute and having them at this like really sweet, cute little tea party. I think that is just, it's so cute. It makes my heart so happy. Maybe I can give them hats. Oh my gosh, what if I gave them little bonnets? Okay, well maybe like at least the rat can have a bonnet. What does a bonnet look like? Oh my gosh. They kind of come out like this. A little slot for her ear. Oh my gosh, and then she can have like a bow coming out. Oh my gosh, look how cute that is. She's wearing a little bonnet! Ah! Okay, now I feel like it's only right that we give the toad a hat too. What hat should the toad wear? What hat do you want, little Froge? I'm using Froge and Toad interchangeably. I know that's not correct. Please don't come for me. Maybe the toad can just be wearing like a little shawl. Oh yeah, that's cute. Like a little shawl kind of tied around his little neck. There we go. That way we can keep the general shape of the frog intact. And then we've got our little rat with a bonnet over here, and they're enjoying a lovely picnic on a little toadstool table in the middle of a forest. And then I do want some stuff in the background. Maybe, let's see. Oh, I see a lot of like clotheslines with clothes hanging up as part of the aesthetic. So maybe we can have like some laundry hanging up in the background. Like this is perhaps Miss Rat's garden, and they're just having like a lovely time in her garden while things kind of dry. Maybe like a cute little apron. This actually has to make more sense, so it would be connected to some kind of tree, or maybe a shrub because they're tiny. I need to start thinking about this like actually as a three-dimensional space. Maybe I just have like shrubs back here to kind of enclose the space. Like some bushes. That might be nice. I kind of like the idea of a fence though. Maybe instead there's a fence in the back. Maybe it's not like perfect. So we could have some like boards, but they're kind of randomly placed and some are missing. That could be cute. And then maybe just like foliage behind it. Maybe in some places it's kind of covering it a little bit. That could be nice. This sketch is quickly turning into a mess though. I've got a lot going on. Alright, so the last thing to do is to slap some color on these pages and call it a day. I'm not going to do anything too involved because this is just a sketchbook spread and I've already kind of spent all day drawing these, so I'm just going to make it look a little prettier because I like to make my sketchbook pages pretty. So I'm just going to slap some colors. And, oopsie daisies, shit. Oh well, it is a sketchbook page. It doesn't have to be that pretty. While I do this, I do want to talk about why I love Goblincore so much and why it kind of resonates with me, because I think like it resonates with a lot of people. Because the whole idea of it is kind of just like leaving behind society as we know it and like what I feel we are quote unquote supposed to want like with our lives, like the ideal that kind of, at least for me, the ideal I've been fed, I guess, ever since I was like little, you know, like you grow up and you get a house and you know, live in suburbia and get money and all this kind of stuff that I really don't care about and that I've really never cared about. And I've always kind of felt like, you know, why is this kind of what the ideal is? Why should I want an expensive house in an expensive area and have a lot of these, like, I don't know, like a fancy car or just like a lot of money and spending it on frivolous things? Like, I never wanted that, and I don't want that. That's not what I want. That's not what I've ever wanted, and that's not like what happiness or success is to me, you know? So I feel like the idea of Goblincore is kind of taking that ideal, that like standard of living, I guess, and kind of being like, you know what, this doesn't jive with me. Instead, I just want to go to the forest and live in a pile of leaves and just kind of live with nature, and that is something that it definitely jives with me more as like an ideal kind of lifestyle. Not to say that anyone who does want like a fancy house and fancy cars, like they're not wrong. Like if that's what they want, it's what they want, and that's fine. But that's not what I want. I want to live in a forest and have, forest friends and reject this capitalist society that we live in. And that's why it like appeals to me so much. And I don't care about material things or money, or I kind of wish we lived in a world where that didn't matter. And like we could just bake bread and kind of like live in a barter society where like, oh, I'll trade you bread for eggs, and like that's kind of just how we live our life, like really simple and really slow paced. And that just, thinking of that kind of lifestyle, just like it makes me feel happy. And who knows, maybe like that is something that's attainable. Maybe not for me at the moment, but who knows, maybe I could one day live in a cabin in a woods and make my neighbors bread while they give me eggs from their chickens. I don't know. I would like to live that kind of life. So for now, until I can do that, I'm gonna paint frogs on mushrooms, and that's how I'm gonna cope with living in a society, because folks, we live in a society. Plus, like, the aesthetic of it is just cute. Like, it's something that I love. It's just cute. And it's taking things that aren't traditionally cute, like toads and possums and mushrooms and stuff. And it's like appreciating that kind of stuff. And I really dig that. I really, really do. And I'm happy that more and more people are digging it and appreciating it more, because I don't know, I feel like this kind of stuff should be appreciated. Moss and fungus and toads should be appreciated, and I'm happy that they're finally doing so. Plus, there is like a certain element of fantasy to it, right? Like living in a tiny cottage in the middle of a forest, like that is so fairy tale like. And I've always loved fairy tales, and I've always loved, that kind of whimsical, dreamy kind of vibe. And that's definitely how I feel about this aesthetic, because it's very dreamy, it's very like Brothers Grimm kind of whimsical, where it's kind of dark because you do have things like decay and fungus and moss and dark forests, but it's adding like a twinge of whimsicality to it to make these things, not bad, and just kind of like appreciating the beauty in them instead. And you know what? I dig that so hard. Honestly, this is just my way of saying, you know what? I don't want to be a person anymore. I don't want to have a job and make money. I don't want capitalism. I just want to be a frog sitting on a mushroom, and I can't do that. So this is my way of coping, damn it. So as you can see, this painting process I'm doing is very, very loose, very messy, and I like doing this with watercolor. I think watercolor is really good for this kind of super messy, kind of all over the place painting. And it does kind of add, again, like a dreamy, whimsical kind of vibe to my paintings, and especially my sketchbook, where it's already messy and I don't care about it. I think it's fun to just slap colors all over the place and let the colors bleed, and it's just fun. And sketchbooks should be fun. You shouldn't have to focus on sketchbooks being pretty. They can just be fun. And that's like definitely all I've done today is just have fun. And you know what? It's been really nice. I haven't done this in a while. Like you guys saw, the last time I painted in this sketchbook was September. of last year. So it's nice to just kind of take a break and, you know, do some things that make my soul feel happy. I know times are kind of scary at the moment. I don't want to get too into it, but things are a bit frightening, and we deserve to take some time and do the things that make our soul feel good in this really stressful time, because we're still human, and humans, you know, we need that. We need some happy, we need some distraction, we need some reminders that, you know, the world isn't always a scary place. Maybe it is now, but it's not always, and it won't always. So we just have to focus on, you know, the things that are making us happy and bringing us joy right now to get us through these, you know, tumultuous times. And I'm right here with you, and we can ride this out together. And if anyone wants to go like halvesies on a cabin in a forest, like hit me up, because I mean, I can bake bread, so I've got that going for me. If anyone just has the money to buy a cabin, I will make you bread every day, so consider that. I really love a lot of these drawings that I did in this spread, and I definitely might take these and continue them or turn them into more of a full actual illustration. If you guys would like to see that, let me know. I would love to record this if it's something you guys would be interested in. Like, I really love the kind of adventure pack idea. I think I could really develop that into something fun, and I absolutely love this tea party scene. So if you guys like to see me kind of turn these sketches into a final piece and like how I go through my process of that, let me know. And this could definitely be like there could be a part 2. I think especially this possum could be a really good sticker, actually. I may turn him into a sticker, probably the toad too, actually. If you guys would like to see a Goblincore sticker sheet, also let me know. I'll probably do that anyway, because that sounds like a lot of fun now that I kind of think about it. So keep your eyes out for a Goblincore sticker sheet that I may do in the near future. Well guys, I think that's going to be all from me today. I spent a long time kind of exploring Goblincore, talking about it, and I just had a blast. So I hope you guys had fun coming on this journey with me. I encourage you to go find something that you really enjoy, whether it's an aesthetic or like a certain subject matter. If there's something that you really, really enjoy that's really self-indulgent, just go ahead and do it. So I'm gonna end it here, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys!